All right, what's up, guys? Taylor Waterman here for Dr. Appenzeller's sports law class, spring 2021. So today I'm going to be quickly explaining the Good Samaritan laws to you guys. I'm actually going to interview my parents real quick. I'm right outside their house. They actually don't know I'm here, so we're going to keep the surprise alive. But I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what Good Samaritan laws are right before I go in here and see if they get the answer right. So a Good Samaritan law is a law which protects any volunteer giving aid to an injured person to an emergency situation. The Good Samaritan law offers legal protection in the form of exemption from lawsuits and liability, acting as a safeguard to those who help another in a real emergency life or death situation. So the thing about Good Samaritan laws is they kind of vary between the different states, and we'll go a little bit into all the rest of the states, but for the most part, we're going to stay in the state of North Carolina. So that's the quick little rundown. I'm going to explain to my parents, so let's go. So it's my mom. Say hey to the people.
Hi, people.
So this is the first person I'll be interviewing. So real quick, Mom, do you know what the Good Samaritan law is, and can you give an example of it?
Good Samaritan law. I've heard about the Samaritan in the Bible. It's probably not biblical.
No, it is not the biblical version.
Okay. Well, Samaritan might be someone who looks after people.
I mean, kind of, sort of, but do you know what it means in terms of the law, or?
Not really. I have a light understanding, but.
Okay, so Good Samaritan law basically is just a law that allows other citizens to help other people in times of need, or if there's danger or life-threatening issues. So basically you can apply medical assistance to somebody who, say for example, is having a seizure on the ground, and the Good Samaritan law protects you from getting sued and protects you from getting in trouble. So have you ever ran across a situation where you could have been a Good Samaritan, or you know somebody who was a Good Samaritan?
I know somebody who's a Good Samaritan. Your grandmother is a nurse, so she can be a Good Samaritan.
Okay, but so say if you were walking down the street and you saw somebody in a car crash, now that you know what a Good Samaritan law is, would you be willing to step in there and help the person?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? This is my dad. We just got done interviewing my mom, so I'm going to ask him the same kind of series of questions. First of all, I'll say, what's up to everybody?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
So, first question is, are you a Good Samaritan?
I think I am.
Okay. So, being that you're a Good Samaritan, do you know what the Good Samaritan laws are?
Yeah, I think that's protecting someone from liability lawsuits if you're giving someone aid in some type of emergency situation, something like that.
Okay. Did you know that you're actually in a state that enforces the Good Samaritan law?
I wasn't certain, but now I do know.
Okay. So, with that being said, you know pretty much the gist of everything. Have you ever been placed in a situation where you've been a Good Samaritan, or you know somebody who's a Good Samaritan, who's done the Good Samaritan laws?
I mean, I've helped people out. They've been stranded on the side of the road and pulled over just to make sure they got to where they were going safely.
Okay, and you know that based off of anything that could have happened during your time of being a Good Samaritan, that you would have been protected legally, means you wouldn't have been held negligent, you wouldn't have been able to be sued. So now going forward, if you see somebody in grave medical danger, you can act as a Good Samaritan without the thought in the back of your mind of, if something goes wrong, then I'll be getting in trouble.
That's great to know, because you do things for the right reason, but it's nice to know you have that protection.
I'm back just to give you guys a more detailed explanation of the Good Samaritan law. So we just got done interviewing my parents, and we had to see what they had to say about the topic, but I'm here just to give a little bit more background, a little bit more information. So Good Samaritan laws exist both in US and Canada, which is great because there's a lot of people between both of these places. So a fun little fact about the Good Samaritan law: most law, depending on state to state, don't apply to medical professionals when they're on the job, which means they'll still be liable to get sued and held negligent if they act in the incorrect manner. But some do offer protection when they respond to emergencies off the clock. So, it's kind of a toss-up there, because at the same time they are a medical professional, but when they're off the clock, maybe they're not subjected to the same pressures and what they would do if they are normally on the clock. So as far as North Carolina go, the North Carolina Good Samaritan law states that any person who renders first aid or emergency assistance at the scene of an accident, any person injured as a result of the accident cannot be liable in a civil action for their acts or omissions unless there was a wanton conduct or intentional wrongdoing. So this basically means unless the person specifically went out of their way to harm an individual or cause harm or prevent the person who's in need for their life to be saved, then they can be held in negligence and then they can be sued. So certain laws, so in Alabama's law, it only extends to trained rescuers and public education employees unless the emergency is cardiac arrest, then anybody can intervene. In Oklahoma, the Good Samaritan law protection only covers bystander emergency assistance created related to CPR or controlling bleeding. So it really just depends on what state you're in and what that specific Good Samaritan law allows you to do. But in general, Good Samaritan laws just allow for a random law-abiding citizen to allow aid and help out another citizen in dire need. So now that you guys know the basis of Good Samaritan laws, and depending on your state, I will look it up very briefly before going out, but go out and be a Good Samaritan.